Hello, John Graz here again, and this is part 4 of the hollow wooden surfboard build. The first step after putting all the rails, gluing them on the board, is to take your plane, your block plane here, and just plane away the bottom of the surfboard to make it nice and level with the rails. After getting the bottom plank smooth with the rails, I am taking a spoke shave here, and I'm getting all of the top rails even with the frame, so when I put the top deck on, there's a place for it to land. You'll notice also I check the landings with the piece of the top deck just to make sure everything is coming into contact with the side rails. So when I glue it down, it's nice and tight. Here I'm finishing up with the spoke shave and the little block plane, just making sure those landings are good for the top deck to be glued onto. I'm also going to do one last check and make sure the top deck is landing nice and coming in contact with the side rail. Then I'm going to follow up and just do some vacuuming here just to clean up the inside of the board from all the shavings. Here I'm preparing the blocking for the fin box and the leash plug. So there's some meat I could route into later on after I do some fiberglassing. Here I have to take the chisel and get all that excess glue off near the frame so I could put the blocking in and it sits nice and tight to the frame rails and the bottom deck. Here I'm doing the final cutting and just sanding of the blocks to make sure they fit well into the frame sections. last block near the tail of the surfboard needs to be vented. I have a little slot, so when I put in the leash plug, it goes and creates a vent. There's a waterproof vent membrane in the leash plug. This allows the surfboard to breathe, because when you bring it from a cold ocean to a hot beach, the air expands, and if you didn't vent the surfboard, you could actually have the surfboard delaminate from the frame. So this is a very important step. As you can see, the bottom deck I have here, and the vent chiseled in, and then also the top deck, and that's later on going to be epoxied in after I fiberglass the board. Here I'm actually laying out the bottom vent block, and I'm putting the V in there so I can put the groove in with the chisel. Here I'm using epoxy to glue the blocking in, so it makes a nice watertight seal when I router later on. Now I'm just doing some final shaving of the blocks, making sure that they are even with the top frame and the decking, so when I glue the top on, it's nice and smooth. Thanks again for watching, and tune in next time for part 5 when I actually put the deck onto the top of the surfboard. Thanks again.